Bold.
Cheeky.
Flashy. Gallus.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Gallus Podcast. My name is Ryan Robertson and to my left is Monsieur Josh White. Today we are going to sit down and talk about a shit film.
Yeah, it's pretty shit.
Called The Falling. Now it was directed by what, Carl Morley?
Something like that.
Can't go wrong with Carl Morley.
Morley.
Don't know anything about her.
Me neither.
And it is a film about falling.
There's a lot of falling.
Quite
actually.
literally, the first 40 minutes of this film is just girls falling over.
Yeah.
And it's really, really funny.
I thought when I thought of the falling, I thought of the last fall in the film, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's about 50. There's about 50 falls that happened before.
That's like that one's more a big jump, you know.
Yeah, I know,
a
but
big trip.
You could interpret it as a fall,
It's
which
another
I think
description of the film.
Which I think that this film is supposed to be like, how the hell do you interpret it?
Mm-hmm.
Because people really like it or people really hate it. There's a reason why it's like it split in half in terms of ratings.
5.3 out of 10 on IMDb. That makes sense.
So you either really like it or you really hate it.
I am indifferent.
I just don't like it. I think I just gave it a 1 star out of 5.
We 2.5. For me, allow me to address the elephant in the room very quickly. There's 2 elephants that I need to just directly address to microphone. First of all, hello microphone. So you know how microphones have those like things that stop wind? Well, we've taken it off for this podcast. We've never done that before, and I don't really know what it's going to do to the audio quality in the long run when we reach like the 50-minute mark. But just know, if there's any problems with the audio, I am fully blaming my decision to take that off the microphone.
If we were close to the mic then maybe, but
I don't know how.
it'll be fine. Just don't speak very loud.
It'll be fine. Anyway, time for the second elephant. Monsieur Andrew Jarvis, my wee uni lecturer. Cracking wee fella. He told us to go out and watch The Falling before we did a lecture on Carl Morley. Now, do I remember anything from the lecture on Carl Morley? Absolutely not. Do I remember her name? No, and I'm trying to use a funny way of saying it to mask the fact that I have forgotten her name. He told us to watch The Fallen, so everybody, for the most part, in the first year filmmaking, scriptwriting course, sat down and they watched The Fallen, and my God, did they all hate it.
Did everyone hate it, or was it just a big division?
No, it was hatred. Yeah, it was. We'll get into the reasons as to why certain people hated it later on in the podcast, but I'm addressing that nobody likes The Falling.
Yeah, I mean, I go on like I know this isn't particularly trustworthy, but Google
is trustworthy.
Google reviews.
Google reviews is trustworthy.
It could be.
See the reviews for In Time Escape Room. See if they weren't trustworthy in their Google reviews. I'd be very sad.
When it comes to some films, at least, because a lot of folk take the piss and just like either review them on Google or other things. But I go on that and it's split in the middle, and I'm one of those that would probably put on the 1 star because it just never really made sense.
It's just about.
And then there's a couple that go, I love this movie so much, and I'm like, oh, hey, okay. Like, if you don't get the message, you're stupid. And I'm like, all right, okay, I guess I'm stupid.
So we're just gonna.
That was actually a review.
Her name's Carol Morley. She was a writer director. Of course, she wrote it and directed it.
She wrote, directed it. Isn't a star. I don't know any of these stars, by the way.
Yes, you do. So you go into this film, basically, everyone, when Jarvis was like, right, this is what you're watching, the general consensus was, oh. And then everyone realised Florence Pugh is in the film. And everyone wants to fuck Florence Pugh.
Oh, right.
Which is where we're going to leave it.
Yeah.
This was one of our first films, one of our more breakouty roles. She plays the role of Abby, who is a character in the film for the first 30 minutes before she kicks the bucket.
Yeah, just to be blunt with that, yeah, she does.
27 minutes in, I believe Jarvis said, which meant for everyone watching that film, 27 minutes in, everyone's interest went from, oh, there's something I can enjoy, to...
Yeah, I didn't want to find out when she died, but I knew it was going to be early because it's in the bio, it's in the description.
I didn't read the bio. I just watched the film because it had a cool looking poster and a really cool intro. It
so
opens really nicely. There's a lot of really nice cinematography in the film, which is the only thing it's got going for it, is it looks and feels nice. The contents, I could not give less of a shit about.
So was that worthy of like a star or half a star, or?
That's probably why I
2.5
rated it exactly
stars.
halfway, why I'm completely indifferent, because yes, I get what it was trying, yes, I really liked how it looked, and yes, I liked the experimental parts, but the other half was, I can't stand Maisie Williams, I don't like the main character, and I don't like the plot, because, well, they just fall. I didn't... What did you think The Falling was going to be about when I sent you a text saying, watch The Falling, we're doing a podcast on it?
Well, I thought it was just
Literally
going to be
a few days ago.
some like crappy horror.
I wish it was a crappy horror.
Like,
can you imagine if The Falling and it was like a big man with an axe?
Because even when you look at the poster, it looks like two ghost girls, you know. Somewhat.
Oh, they're holding hands.
Oh no, not really. Maybe
Well, no, they look like ghosts because of the light
you
behind
could,
it.
yeah, and then everyone else like
all the bodies around them.
Exactly. And then it's called The Falling.
It's
in
got
the Dark
such
Forest.
a good poster.
It's a good poster, I'm not gonna lie, but
see
like
the outside, the way the outside looks in the film, the trees, the river, that is so just aesthetically appealing in the most British sense that I love it.
The fact that it's British just gives it that half star. You know?
But what it makes it a good film because it's British. It's got its national lottery sponsor, and that is the beginning of a good film. BFI, your BBCs, your B&Qs, all of the things that make a film good. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate for most of this film.
Yeah, because
I'm going to be rooting for it. I'm going to be defending it.
We're giving so many mixed signals here with this film, aren't we?
I'm defending it. I will tell you that much.
We're just gonna go through it, and I'm gonna reevaluate everything.
But I'm also gonna completely shit on all the bits I don't like. It's quite a simple,
indifferent. That's
thing.
Literally.
Before we get into what actually happens in the film, we found an article called 25 Movies That Really Mess With Your Head. This was just in my Google suggestions today. Let's find out if The Falling makes the list. So we've got Nowhere. There's a film that's on it. Never heard of it.
Ad. The Mancunian Candidate. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Something with the Green Wall.
Space Odyssey.
Space Odyssey. Okay, sure. Planet of the Apes.
Melancholia.
Are most of these foreign?
Yes.
I only know Britain. Funny Games. Oh, that sounds a good film. Who is it from?
Just tell me the games are funny.
Oh, it's got an American remake. Good Night, Mummy.
What? That? Yeah, these are going to mess with your head, definitely.
I don't think The Falling's that bad in comparison to some of the stuff we're reading about. Vertigo. The
Truman Show.
Johnny Darko. Gone Girl. Insomnia.
Wicker Man!
The Wicker Man. It's my boy.
That messes with your soul for a bit.
We've got a British film on this list. Oh, I'm so happy. Check out the Wicker Man podcast we made for its 50th.
What one is it that he's talking about, though?
Oh, you know it's the good one. It's the Christopher Lee. It's the Robin Hardy.
Thank God.
One. Yeah, it's not exactly going to be Nick Cage. That messes with you.
I didn't see the promotional... I didn't see the images at the top.
Don't worry, darling. It does star Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
She's got like a real habit of finding herself in these horrible, mind-warpy films. Also, it's got Chris Pine, who plays Robert the Bruce in Outlaw King.
Let's go. We've done so many things related to Robert the Bruce lately, haven't we?
Midsommar, which also stars Florence Pugh.
That looks so Wicker Man.
This is heavily based on the Wicker Man, absolutely. We might make a podcast on Midsommar after we finish up the Wicker Man stuff.
We could,
Do you think Florence Pugh will be in another one?
The Witch. I don't know about that.
Get Out, fair enough.
Why did you tell
The
me
Matrix, The Sixth Sense, Fight Club, Shutter Island, Memento, Solaris, Annihilation. So The Falling doesn't make the list, which is a shame, but 2 Florence Pugh films made the list.
Very popular.
And see, that kind of folky Wicker Man feel also applies to The Fallen.
Somewhat, because
You're in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, it's as long as it's set on a cloudy day.
What are the
And
actual
there's-
genres of this film classed as?
I would assume like mystery and like not even horror. It's not horrorly, but the poster very much suggests it as well. So I'm not too sure.
folk horror route.
A genreless film.
Drama, mystery, and thriller.
A thriller.
I don't
Thriller.
think that's accurate. IMDb.
A thriller. Jesus. Wow. Just I like the keywords.
Neglectful mother, best friend, fainting epidemic, fake fainting, 217 more.
So as you can tell, there's a lot of falling in it for a reason.
We'll bring up the trivia later. Now, I need to pull out Jarvis, and let's go straight to the box office mojo for The Falling, and let's find out how much money it made.
What was its budget?
Budget we'll have to go to IMDb for. Estimated budget 750,000. Like
Bloody hell.
750,000, yeah.
In gross worldwide.
It made,
It didn't.
oh shit, that's the budget's in pounds. So it's £750
Oh, but
estimated, and it only made $569,500, which means it lost quite a lot of money.
What would that be in pounds? Probably not a lot. They still probably lost a bit of money.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. I would consider it's too much of a failure, but at the same time,
Worldwide, it made an extra, 12 grand?
that's
12
fair.
million, sorry.
Worldwide,
I'm so lost with numbers. Widest release was in 57 theatres.
only 57. No, British.
That's in
probably.
Britain. Yeah, that's in Britain.
Yeah. Not the Aerogean, probably.
I doubt The Falling was shot. Maybe on a Tuesday in a cold afternoon.
Actually, yeah, because they did that a lot when, like, before they shut down. It was like
on a Tuesday.
some crappy like opera show.
They would
like,
have been amazing.
It's just like one showing on like a Wednesday morning that like
they'd
all the
been
old folk go
packed.
to.
They'd have been packed, and it'd just have been like you personally giving your loudy la da da da, all that, whilst the man on the screen is like giving it his la da da da. That's opera.
True. And then it's all like just I was going to say 6-year-olds, but nah, that's not old enough.
You're right.
94-year-olds go.
Giving it cowping over, falling down and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Opera's the last thing you hear.
Everything well linked to The
Falling
Fallen
is the last thing you see. I had to make some form of dodgy connection before we went back into talking about this garbage film. Sorry, I'm devil's advocate in this.
This
interesting film.
mixed crap, only good at some things film.
Want to hear some IMDb facts about The Falling?
I want to hear some IMDb facts about The Falling. At around 21 minutes.
Fuck's sake. There's a continuity. Continuity error.
Why is... Oh no.
Around 21 minutes in, Abby is stirring pudding with her left hand. When the camera angle changes, the spoon is in her right and her left hand is up under her chin.
Wait,
Fuck's sake.
what sad bastard will look at that and go, oh my god, I better put that on the goose section on IMDb.
There's no opening titles. The film's title is only shown at the end.
I mean, you know what the film is.
Somewhat underwhelming is a good review.
Yeah, it was underwhelming, but
There's another
Jesus.
2 Florence Pugh films, by the way, Lady Macbeth and The Wonder, that are also weird.
Wicker Man weird.
Lady Macbeth, yes.
That's
The
a whole-
Wonder, yes.
This is a whole new type of weird, by the way. See, whenever we say Wicker Man weird, there's a reason for that.
It's an hour 42. I thought it was about 90 minutes. Never mind.
Nah, it's about 90. I don't know. I think when I watched it on iPlayer, it was like 96.
Aye. I'm on the iPlayer watching of The Fallen, because that's what we do.
Yeah.
We watch it on iPlayer because it's on BBC iPlayer because they showed it in the telly recently, which is just funny. How many sad souls sat down and watched a film that is so promising. It looks so good. The poster and the aesthetic of this film is the definition of 10 out of 10. The style is 10 out of 10. But do you know what's not? The content.
Yeah, it just shows like how polarising the talent is. Like when it comes to the departments, like you've got the cinematographer, you've got the designers, you've got like other things
Can we quickly
that are all
Maisie
done really
Williams?
well. But then you've got just the writer that just chucks it down the drain.
She was director, writer. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I just think the main character was wrote terribly, and like Maisie Williams.
Why don't you like Maisie Williams?
Did you like Maisie? Have you seen the new Game of Thrones?
No, I
The
didn't watch
Fallen.
Game of Thrones.
Me neither. But I just know that she's there.
I mean,
Game of Thrones, and she's got a dislikable face. You know, it's one of the ones where you wee doof to.
I mean, I never looked at her and went, "Oh, she fucking fat man," but I never also went, "That's a very punchable face. I want to kick that. I want to kick her face."
She looks like she would have been in some really bad CBBC show when she was a child.
I mean, probably like. Now, who watched CBBC? I'm just saying, who watched that? CBBC. I never watched CBBC. I'm just saying. Cyberbully. Robot Chicken. That's her portfolio. Aye, boy. What the hell?
She was in Doctor Who. Oh no, now I know where I know her from. Is she fucking me? It'd be really funny if...
Is she?
if she was...
She was the Doctor. I don't know.
No, she's not the Doctor. She's definitely not the Doctor.
There's a female Doctor as well at some point, isn't there?
Yes,
I don't know
of course.
Doctor Who.
I don't have. Just gonna have to directly Google Maisie Williams.
I never had
Who.
a fixation for Doctor Who.
I'm from the country of Britain.
What? Oh,
She's fucking me. That's what it is, right? So
you.
I've voiced my hatred for this Doctor Who. I now know exactly why I don't like The Falling. Oh, how long are we in? We're probably 20 minutes into this show, and I have realised why I hate The Falling.
But also like it.
I would like it if this person, Maisie Williams, was not in it and it was someone else. See if they just replaced her with a different actress. I would probably really, really, really adamantly say the film was good.
So it's just her that makes the
Yes.
film bad.
So in Doctor Who, there is an episode where you meet a character called
Ashilda.
Okay, cool. Then in the next episode, you find out that she is immortal, time traveller, who is so egotistical that her name is Me.
Also known as Me.
And
So wait,
she's
what?
in an episode called The Girl Who Died and The Woman Who Lived, I believe. Anyway, That Woman Who Lived is my least favourite episode of Doctor Who. It pissed me off so much. It was so shit and boring, and it all came down to her character. I knew I hated her from somewhere. I knew I had to have a past. And then Clara, she dies in Fear the Raven, okay? So like the Raven flies into Clara and Clara is dead. Then the Doctor spends 2 billion years trying to grieve her. Then in the next episode, Miss Immortal comes and uses her immortal powers to revive Clara, who the Doctor's just spent 2 billion years grieving, therefore making the last 2 episodes completely null and void because of this arse piece of a character.
So therefore you hate the actress.
Unfortunately, I just associate her face with this character, and it's not great. I'm sorry, Maisie Williams. I have a great deal of respect for you. You just took a bad role once, and I can't unsee you as this role.
So now you know. Now you know why you hate The Falling.
I feel quite good about this now. I can just move on, and I can get on with liking The Falling. Because I've addressed...
So that's all you hate about The Falling?
Yeah, the fact that Maisie Williams plays Me.
Me?
She's in another episode. What's
Why
the
is she
other
called
episode?
Me? She just that egotistical.
Josh, I don't care.
What's the name supposed to mean? Ashilda. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. She just doesn't sound good. No. The Nightmare. The Nightmare.
What about the reception? This bit's about the reception.
Imagine you were just like the only one who just hated her. Yeah, what?
He seems to know.
So she never dies. How did she make her last appearance then? If she's
immortal, Josh. She's just cutting about the world. You know what I mean? She's over there right now. She's probably flying about. See when Doctor Who gets boring and we shooty need something entertaining. I guess they might bring back Me. They better not bring back Me because I hate Me.
We're gonna bring him back Me.
I'm not gonna bring back Me.
They're gonna bring back.
Nobody's asking them to bring back me. They're all saying, bring back Captain Jack, bring back David Tennant, bring back what's the guy that does the chase?
Bradley Walsh.
Bring that fella back.
Was he in Doctor Who?
Aye.
Oh, lovely. I'll watch it just for that.
Nobody's crying out, bring back me. Everybody's saying, fuck off me. So, so we've reached 21 minutes, which, well, it's less than that because you should have seen the beginning of this podcast that got cut. And I have established why I dislike The Fallen. It is because of me in Doctor Who. Which I think is a completely fair reason to dislike a film. So now, I would like to just put that to one side, choose to ignore it, and I will get back to praising all of the things I like about The Fallen, which is almost everything else.
Technically, The Fallen came out in 2014, and those episodes of Doctor Who came out in 2015. So when The Falling was, the Maisie Williams you see in The Falling had no idea about me. Or will that not change anything?
I know about me.
Yeah, but
I know what's to come for her career.
Just condition your brain.
No, I'm not doing that. I hate me so much.
You hate
me? See if you ever hear me
talk about me,
hurling hatred towards anything to do with Doctor Who, because I think it's bouldering a flawless show. I am hurling hatred towards me as a character and as a wee 4-episode excuse.
The Falling.
Oh, good film.
I like it. No, I don't.
So a lot of did we just jump straight into the end? Let's just go straight to the end. Incest. So the film ends in incest as Maisie Williams, I and her brother, kind of, yes,
half,
maybe,
sibling.
I don't know.
They fuck.
They have sex, and then Mummy comes in, and Mummy's like ba 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 ba, and she like yanks brother off and slaps him about a wee bit and tells him to get out, and he's like putting up his trousers as he goes down the stairs, and and you're like, oh, I know he takes heroin. He then gets flung out the door,
and then that's when they think they're full brothers they're full siblings when they do that. So
and then Mum just like sits down. I don't think she thought. No one thinks I'm a do incest now.
I still just don't get it. I'm sorry.
There's nothing to get. Then Maisie Williams comes downstairs and starts yelling at her mum, and then she's like, "Wait a minute, I'm not actually your child." She's got a really annoying voice. Anyway, I'm not actually your child, am I? And well, not actually dad, brother thing. I don't care. But anyway, so she finds out that she's the product of a rape child.
Yeah.
And then she goes like, she has like a wee freak.
Yeah, that makes her quite just a little bit, just the tiniest bit upset, just a little sad.
Then she climbs the really cool tree that we keep seeing during the film. I spent majority of the film thinking, is the tree magic? Like I thought the tree could be like responsible for the disease that keeps the kids all falling. Like the tree's got some form of spell coming from it because Florence Pugh put it on an occult curse. But no, it's just because she's a witch.
It's just a cool tree.
And it had done like a big reveal that it was all about like witches.
And then I didn't get that. Like there's a lot of points throughout this film where it has like split second flashes.
They were fucking great.
They were fucking shit.
No, they were not. They are so much
I'm like,
fun.
I ain't pausing this film so that I can look at
You don't need to.
I saw blood in someone's hands and I never saw them again.
You don't need to. It is amazing.
I'm like, what? Are they flash forwards? Are they flashbacks?
They are not there for the story. They are there to convey a feeling of like, nah.
That did it with me. I'm just
unsettled.
Like, what?
Was honestly one of my favourite parts of the film was any sequence where you got those very quick, probably one frame, just flashes of completely random images.
Yeah,
because powerful. It was good. It was creative. It was fun.
The only thing I got to make out of the only thing I actually managed to interpret was two bloody hands, and I'm like, oh, what's going to happen later in the film? Nothing happens. Nothing.
It's not about that.
And I'm like, as I said, are they flash forwards? Are they flashbacks? Is there going to be a time and present, like past and present sort of link? No.
It doesn't matter.
It's just didn't even create much suspense either. It was more
don't
just
think linearly. Don't think narratively for this film. Just accept the feeling, accept the ride, and take the
I
message.
felt nothing, by the way, who was just watching this. I laughed when everyone started fainting that
Me
one
too,
scene.
to be fair.
I didn't even laugh. I just looked at it and went, what is a shite?
Actually, I do have another complaint about the film,
And then
which I'll get to.
I then just started editing footies instead because I had better stuff to do.
So she climbs tree somehow. Honestly, I can't remember how she gets up there. She's like cutting about this tree.
She just climbs up and just, I'm gonna kill myself now. And then her mum's like, come down, man.
Oh yeah, and then,
That's the first time her mum leaves in like the house in like 16 years or
and then
something.
Taylor's mother is cutting about with a pair of scissors, like she's gonna fuck her up.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is where the blood on the hands is gonna come from. No, that doesn't happen.
Wee Maisie Williams falls off of the falls off of the tree, and then she like splashes about in the water, and then Mum like dives in and saves her.
And then they just cry in the water and cuddle, and then the film ends. Like, what? No.
right,
Maybe
all worked.
maybe I'm just not getting something here.
It all worked.
Go on.
It all worked, I think. I don't understand the motives, the why, but did I feel things when it was happening? Somehow, yes. Were they the emotions that I was meant to? Maybe not. But the main flaw with this, I think, is the film goes on for, 90 minutes? 85 minutes, we'll say. All of that happens in the last 7 minutes.
Yeah, it just
Incest.
drags on.
That doesn't drag. That bit flies through. See if they just spread that out, maybe
Oh, no,
over
the
20.
Oh no, the 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, the 40 minutes.
The 40
between
minutes.
The falling and
The first half and like maybe the third quarter is half an hour of just people falling and falling.
I disagree. I think it's that middle section. The second 40 minutes to the ending that's the drag.
It was between Abby's death till when shit hit the fan in the last 7 minutes. I had to wait about an hour and a half or about half an hour between those two moments to get where shit hits the fan.
Shit doesn't hit the fan at any point in this.
It doesn't hit the fan, but and to this film's logic, yes, this is where it's supposed to hit the fan, but it just doesn't.
See if
work.
they spread that out and made it more earned.
Yeah,
See if they built up more of the relationship between the mum and Maisie Williams. Don't get me wrong, I completely zoned out every single time they were having a conversation in the house because they were the least interesting part of the film. The stuff at the school was fun, that their relationship was boring and I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there was a lot of foreshadowing about the whole mum reveal that she was because the daughter, but I suppose because she was being neglectful, maybe that's the why. But that's like quite a big.
Even if that was what the flashbacks were all about, or the flashes,
they just ignore them.
I wasn't going to go.
Ignore them.
I'm going to pause that, and I'm going to pause it at the right time and see what that is, and I'm going to analyze. No,
it's not about that.
I just
You're not meant to pause and analyze the clips. You're just meant to feel them, accept them, embrace them, enjoy the experimental nature of the chaos that's going on. I did.
It
enhanced the film. Can you imagine how boring it would have been if all of a sudden they didn't have that hook? It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's to keep your attention. That's all. That's all it is.
Great. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I defend the making of The Fallen.
No.
Well-made film.
No.
Well-made film. Just has some...
We're just going to add these random flashes because our film's that boring that we have to keep the attention of all the watchers. And then we're going to add flashes to keep the attention that leads to absolutely, get this, fuck all.
It's not Stop thinking about this film as a straight 3-act narrative. It has one, but it's not important.
Where is Todorov?
Don't you bring up Todorov in this film. It's not about your attempts to restore this equilibrium, whatever the pitch is. This film was about conveying its story and its themes through fun, experiment nature.
Oh, incest, so fun.
Nature. Oh, come on.
Oh yeah, when this
give the film a chance.
I didn't know anything about this, and then when I saw the end, I'm like, there was no hint or nothing. They just start fucking, and I'm like,
because Abby and was
there was one
and
scene.
She's trying to be Abby.
There was one scene where Kenny touches Lydia, and that's for like 30 seconds, and I'm like, oh. And then they do it later on, and I'm like, oh, yeah, dirty bastards, Jesus. Why? Why would you do it?
Next week we're releasing a 2-parter on Saltburn.
Fuck!
So many dirty bastards.
There's a lot, man. Why? Kenneth's the most ugly prick as well.
I don't care enough. I honestly don't remember what he looks like. I don't care enough.
Other than fucking Maisie Williams. Because you said she's got a very punchable face.
And voice, mainly her voice can do one.
I suppose. Do you think she's the shit throughout the entire film? She just isn't, you know.
She's a twat.
she ain't the shit.
I've got no interest in her.
So she's trying to like orchestrate some kind of protest against the school
Yes.
or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's exactly what's happening.
I mean, like, I managed to narrow that down, but that was it. Everything else, I mean, Abby Cowtower, because she fucked someone and then she got pregnant and then...
Ignore that part. It's not about that.
Ah!
It's not. She does incest. She then attempts suicide. There's things in between. It's what about what it means.
I mean, if you're mentally insane, if you were mentally insane, you've experienced some of that stuff in the past, then maybe there's something that you can relate to and then therefore enjoy it. But I mean, I'm quite sane, so I just looked at it and went, "What are these just doing?" They're like trying to act like those like biblical paintings where they like start waving their arms about.
Yes,
and then,
there is a lot of
falling dramatic.
symbolic.
Oh, I'm gonna fall.
Symbolic imagery and symbolic story in this.
Somewhat. I mean,
it's a well-made film. Like, it just has glaring issues. I need to defend it.
In the assembly hall, when they're all like, you know, going, "Oh, I'm falling," you know that.
Really funny.
Funny just because it was so bad.
Because I couldn't stop thinking about Michael Rosen.
Honestly, like, there's Melanie. That's a shame. She's really nice. And there's Dave, the one of the two teachers that we don't even get their names, but maybe they're called Dave. I don't know.
Stop breathing. It's so good. Anyway,
Lydia would take that very seriously. She would.
Fuck off, Lydia. Me. Sorry, I've got a grudge against this Doctor Who character.
Lydia and me. We're switching between names here. Keep saying Maisie, then Lydia, then me.
I'm nothing against Maisie Williams.
Okay, so we've got a new resolution.
I will hate on Lydia and I will hate on me a lot, but nothing against Maisie Williams.
Okay, that's character development for Ryan there.
This is my statement towards UWS filmmaking and screenwriting students from the first year, by the way.
Why did they not like? We'll
come to that. This is my defence. Could I be asked defending this film on Thursday and siding with Andrew Jarvis? Absolutely not.
Does Andrew Jarvis like this film?
No. That's the thing.
Are you the only one in there that somewhat likes it?
I think he likes it. Everyone thinks he likes it. He at no point said he liked it or didn't like it. He just defended it because it'd be a guy boring class if he just turned around and said, "Yeah, the film I made you watch was shit," and you all agree. So let's just not talk about it. He had to defend it so we could talk about it.
Yeah, that's why it's
because he's a lecture.
To be fair, it was a good choice for that film was a good choice for the students to analyse because
it got people talking.
Yeah, it got people talking.
They also
just like the Google reviews split in half.
No, nobody did any analysis. Really, they just did hatred, which I think is interesting.
I mean, I'm trying to analyse it here. I'm trying to be like, there's themes. Themes.
There is 100% themes. There is only themes. There's no plot. There is themes.
Incest with like 0.1
purpose. This is what was it Sean did in the class? Just judge the film based on the incest.
What
scene.
one? What Sean?
Lamond.
Oh, Lamond.
Ignore the incest scene. Stop defining the film based on one incest scene that is there not because incest scene. It's there for a purpose. There is a reason the scene is there as a part of the story.
I mean, usually when I watch a film, I'm like, oh, that's why that was the case. And then this, I'm like it just out of nowhere. I was like, oh, Right, okay.
Wee Lydia's obsession with Abby, she wanted to become Abby, despite Abby being a corpse, led to her becoming Abby in a more
Why did she...
interesting sense.
Did she become Abby because she just... Like... I knew they were like best friends, but that was it really.
Oh, they were
means-
whatchamacallit, I made this joke the other day when we spoke
I mean,
about
I
it
thought-
on
I
the
thought-
bus. They are ram and beam levels of best friends.
Yeah, I thought they were
They
like
would
going
put
out
each
at
other
the
on
start,
each other's shoulders and they would squat. They would hold hands under a burning ocean
They would cuddle
river.
and everything.
Oh, they would cuddle
I thought they were
in the
like,
most manly way. Hell, he would give him a cokey back home, and he would.
So was Abby just actually this shit? So Lydia wanted to become this shit, but she ended up just becoming shit.
She was almost shit.
Like, it just never. And I suppose it never clicked with me. It still isn't really because they don't really let you know that much.
It's got such a cool poster.
Oh my god, this is reminding me of another film.
Oh, what other film are we going to here?
Nothing.
No, we're not zigzagging.
Nah. We'll just stay tuned to the Gals podcast for
Oh God.
the future episode coming very soon.
Is it next week's? Hey, I cannot believe that we're going to be covering The Falling and Saltburn within a span of 2 weeks.
Oh man, there's like a couple things that just remind me of.
British filmmaking is special.
British filmmaking is great, but like, man, what's going on?
It's good. There is nothing.
If you to write like a 3,000 word essay on this,
Oh wait, I might. Basically, we're watching. We're doing
Nice.
4 lectures on 4 different British directors, and we have to talk about them and their film in an essay. And the first one was Andrea Arnold's in Fish Tank, absolute belter of a film. She also has the film Cow I briefly mentioned when we passed some cows, the Boy
Aye.
Genius cows, which is literally just a 90-minute documentary of a cow where it just looks at a cow for a while. It's really, really good. We did Garland Morley and The Falling. This week we're doing someone, McWheatley or something. Ben Wheatley it might be, and Sightseers. I'm sure it'll be fine. I haven't got around to watching it yet, and I need to watch it for tomorrow. I'm probably not going to watch this one. It doesn't seem like my kind of film. And then quite looking forward to the following weeks on Mark Jenkins, who does proper experimental cinema. Which is just going to piss off every single one of you who I'm addressing in the microphone right now, because
I love the
if
word
you didn't like,
experimental.
if you didn't like The Fallen, you're not going to like when Jarvis says, "Let's watch Envy's Man," because
Is this supposed to be experimental? Was the Falling
Envy's Man-
supposed?
not really. It has
Like,
it has
it felt
tinges. It has little teeny bits, but it's not.
teeny bits, but it was
It's just
more of a
average.
genetic abomination. More than like a science experiment gone wrong.
It's a completely fine
A
film.
gas explosion, if you will.
It is completely fine.
Fine. Not fine.
Oh.
Didn't mean fine as in fine. I'm like, fine as in fine.
So for the 27 minutes that you get to enjoy... Oh, to summarise the last part, the ending was incredibly rushed.
Oh yes.
To summarise Florence Pugh's role in the film, she plays a character called Abigail who gets up to
No good.
all sorts of pish.
The skirt's like 1 inch shorter than it should be.
It's a good way to start the film. Authority.
Yeah. With the very unlikable teacher that cries later on for some reason. Like,
But what you do with that scene is you set the bar, authority, which leads to rebelling against authority. Very simple.
and she kicks the bucket.
Oh yeah, Abby's pregnant or something.
Yeah, because she fucks someone. Who does she fuck again? On some unnamed male character.
A dog. That would make the film truly fucked. The film's not that bad.
Jesus. So
It just takes a
it's
wee...
just something, and then
Aye, and then she's dead.
and then she dies. I don't know if that was because of the pregnancy. Was it because of something? She just she does fainting, and then she dies later on. So there's hints of her just being ill, and then Lydia's like that. Oh no! And
I
then
will fall.
I will fall as
And
well.
just keeps skipping over. She's like... A boodums.
Why would Lydia want to become Abby then?
You I mean, if you were Maisie Williams, would you like to be Florence Pugh? Anyway, would you like to go from playing a character called Me, right, to a character called Yelena?
This is before all this came out. Before the Doctor Who episodes came out.
Yeah, but it's what Maisie Williams is in my mind.
Well, 1 year at least, so maybe they were filming it at the same time, and then the Doctor Who came out that year. So maybe.
See if Maisie Williams ever like called up set and was like, right, sorry, I'm gonna miss today's shoot. I'm going to film for Game of Thrones, and then she was like, right, I'm gonna miss today's shoot. I'm going to film this weird episode of Doctor Who. If she somehow filmed two of my least favourite things is that episode of Doctor Who and Game of Thrones, the concept, at the same time, then all power to her.
I mean,
I like Maisie Williams. I just feel the need to keep clarifying it, because I don't want to be voicing any hate towards Maisie Williams.
You did like 2 minutes into this episode.
Yeah, and then I changed it when I found out that she was Me, because I had to use Maisie Williams because I knew she played something.
She played something?
But I think I couldn't identify it. And it turns out it's because I blocked it from my mind, otherwise I'd have just went to a nasty Doctor Who hate rant.
When did you watch the Me episode?
When did it release?
2015.
2015.
When you were 10. Supposed to be, you were playing with your wrestlers or something. You were watching this ungodly, awful episode, which, imagine if I watched it and if I liked it. Imagine I liked the episode if I watched it.
You
wouldn't. What if I did?
You wouldn't.
I want to like it now.
No, you won't.
Like,
don't watch it.
I might not like it.
Don't watch it.
I want to like it.
You can't.
I've never watched an episode of Doctor Who in my life, but like...
It's like, see if you were to watch it in isolation, there'd probably be nothing wrong with it. It's what it stands for. It's just generally boring, but it's what it did to that series and to the other 20 series. It's what it did that really aggravated me.
I mean, she hasn't appeared in 9 years, so...
Good.
Maybe she's long forgotten and Doctor Who's back in its prime or whatever the hell controversial stuff is going on in the Doctor Who world.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Doctor Who shit going on. You've got Shooty, who's like absolutely killing it right now.
Yeah, I know.
David Tennant was in it. He's back to being like Neil Patrick Harris was there at one point.
Don't know who these folk are, but
there was a Spice Girls dance number. There was a Goblin King dance number. Doctor Who's been absolutely killing it. But this isn't about Doctor Who, is it? It should be. It's about the falling, which at points felt like a really bad episode of Doctor Who. Abby's death leads to Lydia, of course, to start falling, which leads to other girls to start falling, which leads to an amazing 30 minutes of like someone falls in art class, the teachers are just ignoring it, the psychiatrist to try to figure out what's going on.
Even the art teacher's falling, apparently.
Everyone's just falling, and that's when I started to think, well, this film's called The Falling because it's just about a bunch of people falling. That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be something maybe promising with this.
Like, no, it is promising. It looks amazing. See some of the set pieces. The school looks cracking.
Yeah, the setting and stuff is nice.
Oh yeah, it's brilliant. It's what it is. You're sitting watching all these people fall. You watch an assembly that's like, oofed, and then a wee bit later you get another assembly sequence, and you enjoy what happens in this assembly sequence.
Lydia walks in.
They all fall down.
And copes again.
And there's just a sea of girls falling everywhere, and it was hilarious. Instead of just going, this is quite funny, this scene, for some reason, it might have been the alcohol I was consuming at the time, but it did lead to me audibly laughing alone in my bedroom.
Manically, I might add.
Not manically, just casually, like, getting a wee chuckle to the absurdity of everything that was going on. And then you get some flashes, and and then you get, this one is more addressed to, who was it that was talking about this? Was it Ruth? It might have been Ruth. Shots of the pavement. There's just parts in the film where you'll see something and it'll just cut for a wee bit of space, a wee bit of glue to stitch the film together, and it will show you the pavement.
I suppose.
It'll show you a tree, show you a little bit of the river. The shots were really nice. Why wouldn't you try and put them in the film?
Yeah, they're just nice shots, but that was it.
It's my defence. I like pavement. Do you know what people do on pavements? People fall on pavements.
I suppose I'm indifferent to that kind of bit then. Just little shots that look nice.
I'm so up for it.
That's to look nice,
I'm so up for it.
but at the same
It just
time,
sets the world, and it'll have a bigger
If there's-
symbolic meaning, but I don't want to think about the symbolic meaning of a pavement.
like how we're trying to find out the symbolic meaning of this bloody thing. Anyway,
We're not. Led to the question, why do you park in a driveway and drive in a parkway? That's a good sentence. It's one of my favourite ones.
I don't remember that, but
Oh, no, it's not in the film. I said that at the top aloud now.
so you did.
It's so stupid. I read it
Just like
somewhere
The Falling.
like a few years ago, and it just came back to me in two occasions in two very, very recent times. Yes, other opinions of The Falling from the uni class was I didn't like it. It was bad. Why did this happen? It didn't feel earned, it didn't feel justified, it just felt like it was there for the sake of it. Why, Andrew, did you make us watch this? Andrew, why did you make us watch this? Andrew, why did you make us watch this? Jarvis, oh, Jarvis is a freak, he made us watch this.
Who liked it?
Sorry?
Who liked it? Anyone at all?
If they liked it, they didn't voice their liking of it.
Because they just thrown tomatoes at them.
No, I would have, but what was it? It was Thursday. I wasn't feeling like putting in any form of effort on Thursday. I was just kind of there to phone in existing and then come home and do something probably more productive.
This is your big declaration of your
Yeah, and
opinion.
I'll talk to them about The Fallen.
And then everyone's going to listen to this.
If I feel asked, I'll talk to them about The Fallen the next time I see them. There was another person, Lewis, who disliked Maisie Williams, his character, Lydia. I believe he also said he wanted to hear a wee doing. Bam, bam, bam.
Then he wants to punch her face.
Yeah, aye.
What a shame.
I'll put our vocal cords so we don't have to listen to her voice.
Lydia specifically, we'll say.
Aye, Lydia's voice.
I'm sure 10 years later Maisie Williams doesn't sound like that.
Oh, it surprised me.
Maybe she does. Imagine she's like 26 now, but like still, she sounds the exact same. Sounds 10 years old. Doesn't feel like it.
Seeing the duration of 50 minutes in when they all fall down, which really should have had they all fall down playing in the back. There's a lot of really, really fun bits where like a song will start playing
Yeah.
for like 20 seconds, then someone will fall and it'll just hard cut off. Doesn't matter where in the song it's just hard cut off.
Oh yeah, I remember
And
those
it's
bits.
really
That's-
good. The sound editing for this film is amazing.
That's like one of the only like what 3 things that the film does good.
Everything aside from the 2 things I missed, it does good, Josh. I think you'll find.
Yeah, I forgot about that bit. I'll give you that.
The sound editing, absolutely dynamite. In the area, it is that kind of urbany, British, bold and schooly, all girls, schooly 60s thing. It just leads to sounds of the running water, the birds, the trees, the wind. Everything when they're outside could sound amazing. Everything inside could subtly have that in the background and sound really, really nice. The sound of this film is really good. The only issue is the sound is fronted by the voice of me.
Not really. Usually when the music's playing just as they're fainting, not much is being said. They're just
I'm talking about general sound, every form of bit of audio in the film.
even the noises of steps and doors shutting and ambient sound is just totally ruined by
There's a
the
very limited score, if I remember right.
yeah, because only like 10-second snippets are played when it comes to music.
Yeah.
There must have been a song that plays at the end.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely, but I don't remember.
Ring Around the Roses 100% should have played though. Ashes, they all fall. And ba-ba-doomph, ba-da-da-doomph, as all the girls are counting. Anyway, between that and the 7-minute ending, I remember fuck all.
Yeah.
From about 50 minutes in to 90 minutes in, there's one scene in a toilet where Maisie Williams' character Lydia says that she
punching
made it
walls.
all up. She like punches a few walls. She like makes it all up. She throws a couple of fits. I also like the bit where she falls and everyone knows and she just gets back up.
And everyone is at the hospital because and getting like some kind of psychiatric like
Oh,
evaluation.
Yeah, it's a bit where folk are in
'Cause that's,
hospital
like,
beds.
That's like part of the plan all along is to like act like they're insane.
It's a protest against the authority of
Yeah.
the school. And that's what Carl Morley and Jarvis was rambling about. the idea of Carl Morley's films are all about people in mass hysteria. She's
Yeah.
got a short film which is literally just about cases of mass hysteria that has an example of one in a school where girls fall. Hence, she then went and made a feature edition. So that's what she wanted to explore. She wanted to explore female-led mass hysteria about like trapping people in a box and then having them try to break out. So they're like trapped in the school and they're trying to use this to break out. That's the gist of it.
That's just what I imagine like all private schools are like.
Absolutely. But why does that pretty alright idea have to have an underlying plot about her trying to be Abby? Is that like what? That's what leads into the falling. Is her trying to be? It's weird.
Yeah,
So
I
she's-
can't place it together. It's
This is going to be the most simple understanding of this film I could possibly have. Abby die. Okay?
Mhm.
Lydia want to be Abby. Abby fall when die. Lydia fall to be like Abby. Everyone fall with Lydia to protest school who don't like it when they fall. And right at the end, Lydia tries to be Abby again, fucks her brother, and then tries to kill herself. Essentially,
I'm just gonna have a brain hemorrhage real quick.
essentially the middle part, the bit where, like, it feels like there's two films going on. There's
That's
there's the we're protesting authority through falling film, and there's also the obsession I am trying to be Abby film. And they kind of cross paths in the toilet when she's like, I made it all up, and blah, blah, blah. But what there wasn't enough of was her trying to be Abby in other ways. It literally was just Abby fell, and now I sleep with my brother. See if there was more dotted throughout the film of her directly conveying to the audience so they don't have to think, because I'm thinking about many other things when watching this film, such as the cool flashes, the cool ladybug shots, and the cool pavement, and the trees and the water, and the way the water looked in the tree, and I like the tree, okay? If the tree was magic and it spoke, I would have thought this film was fucking amazing. But instead I only think it's fine. Yes, they needed more of the Abby and Lydia trying to be Abby, because if there was more of that in it, the incest scene wouldn't have been so...
random.
That's all people talk about this film is the incest scene.
Perhaps they just needed another storyline just to, you know.
Don't add another
Extend-
storyline.
just-
If anything,
just-
remove one.
just to
remove
extend-
one of them.
Now they had to just to extend the runtime to make it an hour
Nah,
and
I think
40.
they could have got.
They could have got
90 minutes out of either route.
I think they only could have got 90 minutes out of like the rebellious part and the mass hysteria one.
They could have went down the
I don't think
obsession. The obsession route should have 100% been used to complement the mass hysteria thing as the front story. But for some reason, it does. Like, I'm going to draw on a post-it note. Essentially, this film's plot.
He's actually doing it by the
So
way.
this is the Lydia and Abby, Lydia trying to be Abby storyline. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the mass hysteria story. This is the Lydia trying to be Abby story.
Yeah, just like, oh, it's supposed to just make it, oh, do you remember that like storyline we were talking about like half an hour ago, 15 minutes ago? Oh, we're just going to bring that back very quickly because the whole mass hysteria thing is like going boring. I just...
So what I've drew is a small straight line, a semicircle from the top of that straight line, and then a smaller straight line, insinuating that the Lydia Abby story starts. We then have this mass hysteria story, and then we get back to the Lydia Abby story, where it should have been the Lydia Abby story is a straight line through the entire thing, whilst also branching off to include the mass hysteria as a part of, which isn't what happened. I think we've just fixed the falling.
That's just redo the Fallen and make it a bit more interesting with that, and don't include the flashes, and then
No, fucking keep the flashes. They're one of the best parts of the film, and I'll put my foot down on that.
even though it just has no purpose whatsoever.
It's cool. It looks cool.
It just didn't, but like, it just kind of, it just made me yearning for more. You know, like
I want more. You're right. There
what
should
was-
have been more.
what was the whole thing? You know, with the bloody hands and the other things that I didn't
It's
see.
visions, I think.
Visions of something.
But then again, it doesn't matter because it's not about that.
Could it have been like, I forgot her name, like Lydia's mother's, traumatic experience?
It's everyone's individual traumatic experience, possibly. Who knows? You could all talk about it for days. I'm not going to. I just know I like it and it looks cool, and I'm going to steal it and I'm going to use it.
Oh, I'm definitely not going to talk about this for hours. 1 hour's fine. Because this is just not my cup of tea.
I don't have the urge to ever rewatch The Falling.
Oh, I mean, I'm not. Nah, never. If I want to ever remember The Falling, I'll just listen to this.
It's good. It's a good podcast. This actually, yeah, we've spoken about The Falling.
It's just, I don't know. I'm just
Not broken English.
Even after analysing it and reevaluating it, I still just have the same opinion as I did at the start. Because you've flipped my opinions on some films in the past, but this one just didn't. Not much. Not much has been resolved.
My opinion is ignore the plot. This diagram shows you what's wrong with the plot, which now just looks like a D, or a hat.
A D or a hat, or
depends on what way you have it. Yeah. Ignore the plot and just enjoy the visuals. This film is
a boat.
Very nice, visually appealing film. It's not a boat. It's a sieve. It's more a sieve than a boat.
It could be a weird boat.
A U-boat.
A weird boat.
I mean,
a submarine.
It'd sink if it was a boat.
A submarine. That top bit can just be completely closed off.
You know, the way we've positioned this makes it look like an iceberg, which could have been a really good way to do this film. Is you've got the very simple plot of Abby and what's her face, Lydia, and then you've got under the surface the iceberg of the Mass Hysterias. You could have went down that route, or you could have done the alternative, which would have been to do the Mass Hysteria story and then do the under the surface Lydia Abby obsession story, which is, I think, what they tried. The issue is they just ignored it whilst doing the Mass Hysteria story.
Maybe this film needs like a redone, reimagining.
No, it doesn't. I think the director's happy with it. I think they made the film they wanted to make.
The director's happy with it.
They've told the story they wanted.
Are we happy with it?
Yeah.
Nah.
The Falling is a completely fine film, as I said at the beginning. If only it didn't star me, and the ending was a little bit more.
There.
A little bit more.
Just a little bit more there, but
I
couldn't do like another 20 minutes of that anyway.
No, not 20 minutes extended. I mean, like,
just cut off a lot of stalling, because that's just
cut 7 minutes before where they like walk.
Because we need to make this an hour and 40 minutes. Make people fall again.
Oh shit! My diagram has forgotten a very crucial part of the film.
Make a 2-minute scene where one student falls when it could have been like, I don't know, a minute or something. Yeah,
that's the mother plot line.
Yeah, the mother plot line that just kind of she just smokes and does nothing for the rest.
Mother plot line is just like random albatrosses across the thing, little dots that pop up across that blank space between the Lydia and Abby, and then the straight line. Just put dots, and that's where the mother.
And then there's just another
diagram.
Just a slightly bigger It's kind of like that. As the other two stories, the mother storyline and the Abby storyline, just somewhat come together like that, because
you had structured really weirdly.
Yeah,
I'm kind of on board for it.
No,
I'm rooting for it.
I don't mind it. I mean, I don't like it, for other reasons, not because it's not Todorov narrative structure, it's not because of that. Don't worry, guys.
There is Todorov narrative structure in there.
I can't be bothered going into it.
The takeaway I have from this podcast is The Falling is a film that has a better film in it.
It's got potential.
I feel like if you re-edited it, like, just took the footage you used, re-edited it, the footage I assume you shot, and swapped it about, you could tell a better story based solely on this little diagram that we have in front of us.
It's got potential, that's all I'm saying.
Exactly. See if you did this. Instead you did this. You have a far better film if you, like, fix the not good distribution of story and the not good mix of the story All the stories could work well together. They could work really well together. They just didn't.
That's our conclusion. Of
Two of them needed more, and one of them needed less. The mass hysteria needed less. The Mum and Abby obsession needed more. And then it would have worked. Enough.
Just convey it a little bit better, you know?
Film's completely fine. I will not budge on the... I will not say it's good. I will not say it is bad. I will stick on the opinion it is fine.
I wouldn't say it's absolutely horrible, like some people in your class think. I just gonna say I don't like it. But, you know...
It's got such a good edit.
Yeah, if there was a reason...
Such good cinematography and such good editing.
If there was a reason for the flashes or the, you know, some other things, then, you know, yeah.
There is a reason.
No, there's no reason.
There is a reason. You don't make a film and put in things for no reason. That's not how you make a film. See, if you were to ask the director... That is not true. If you were to ask the director, why is that there? She'd tell you. You don't understand why that's there. And you know what? Me neither. But that's not important. The director knows why it's there. It is there for a purpose. It is there to help build the story she's telling. It's not just there for the sake of it.
That's The Fallen.
That is The Fallen.
Jesus. What do you think about The Fallen?
Don't watch The Fallen.
I mean...
I'm not recommending it.
I wouldn't say I'd recommend it.
No, don't.
But...
Don't force people through this.
I mean, I've said...
A class of 20 people turned on Andrew Jarvis because he recommended this. Do you want 20 people to turn on us because we recommended this?
No, I'm not... I mean, I did this with Twilight, right? And I said...
Twilight's great. Watch Twilight.
I said this for Twilight. I'm not going to recommend it. I'm just going to say, watch it and see for yourselves, you know?
It's amazing. Twilight's brilliant. Recommend Twilight 100%. Don't recommend The Fallen.
Oh, no, that was grueling. But anyway, watch The Fallen if you want. Not going to highly recommend it, but watch it if you want, and then...
It's on Josh, not me. I've told you not to watch it.
I said watch it, but I won't recommend it. There's a difference.
You said the words watch it. Retract those words. Before some people with angry sticks come and beat you.
Nah, I think I'll be fine.
That's a threat.
I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be alright. Hopefully. I better be.
As we have alluded to throughout the duration of this podcast, next week, Saltburn.
Enjoy it when it comes.
I've been Ryan Robertson.
I've been Josh.
Check out the link 3 in the episode descriptor where you can see more work of Gallus Creative. We have big things coming this month and next month. That's right, March, April, May. There is a lot of new shows coming. And we've kicked it off.
It's going to be pretty hot.
In the best way. It's March 1st. And you just listen to The Falling.